time made the business very exciting because from one day to the next, things were changing. Guys were getting hurt left and right. This show itself, man, there was just so many injuries, and it appeared that every day there was something new, some new challenge that we had in front of us that we had to overcome. So what if he doesn't come back? If he doesn't come back, do we continue on? Is it Undertaker that we light the fire under and say he's our guy?
Come on, dude.
Is it Shawn? Is it Triple H?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Thank God Steve came back and we never had to get there. There's always the hope. I think Vince is the eternal optimist, and Vince will look at things as have a plan B, but I'm going with plan A.
Well, let's talk about the other kind of unfinished business with Steve Austin that kind of gets swept under the rug, I feel like. Austin goes into SummerSlam as the tag team champion with Dude Love. And the plan originally was to have Austin and Dude Love drop those belts to Owen Hart and Davey Boy the day after SummerSlam. Of course, because of Austin's injury, that can't happen. So instead, the month prior to Bad Blood at the Ground Zero pay-per-view, they do a fatal four-way, which is a Four Corners tag team match, and the Headbangers...
No, don't foul me. Thank you. Not that time.
When Austin interfered in the match, that was down to Owen and Bulldog. So there's just a lot going on here. How was the decision made for the Headbangers to become the tag champs at Ground Zero? I got to admit, even looking back at this, it kind of caught me by surprise that they were put in this position, because prior to this, the Headbangers had kind of been positioned as, I don't know, an enhancement tag team of sorts.
To do something different, and there was no longer the issue with Dude Love and Steve with Bulldog and Owen.
Boom.
Without that issue for Bulldog and Owen as tag team champions to have those guys to work with, we needed to go in a new direction, and we decided to go in the direction with Owen as Intercontinental Champion and kind of move Bulldog away from that. Headbangers just got the nod. You yourself just said, I never would have thought that. So
right.
It was to shock people and think that anything can happen in the WWF.
The decision for Austin to be as active as he was here, I think somewhere along the way, either Steve or Vince has commented that they feel like him just being forced to be on promo time as opposed to development, promo time as opposed to development quite a bit and help get him over even more. Would you agree with that? Okay, time out. Let's talk about what if here for a moment. I think you could make the argument that one of the best things that ever happened for Steve Austin's career was his injury. I recognize how silly that sounds, and I'm sure somewhere Steve Austin is blocking me for a second time for even suggesting that. But hear me out. Had Austin not been injured, would they have tried to go as hard as they did with his character development? If you recall, once Austin could no longer compete in the ring, they started to do a series of in-ring bits. Things like stunning Sergeant Slaughter or stunning Vince McMahon in Madison Square Garden and being arrested. I think that did so much for his character development that it shouldn't be dismissed. I don't know if those opportunities would have existed had they been able to just put